Hey everyone, Anthony Ramos here. I'm so excited to, kick off Pride Month with a very exciting project out on Disney Plus from Pixar. Is exactly what we've been needing, and it's perfect for Pride Month. And I'm so excited to be talking to two of the creators, the animators, the directors, Max Sachar and Stephen Hunter. How are you?
Lovely. How are you?
Doing? Thanks for
good. First off, on behalf of GLAAD, thank you for this project because, I think in terms of the animation space, it's something that we've been wanting, but we haven't had. So I really, really appreciate it. So I want to go back to where this came from. Take me back to the beginning because, like I said, we really have been wanting something like this, and to see, Pixar's first gay, characters, and maybe not the first gay characters, but it is definitely a breakthrough for the community. So tell me how this all came about.
Sure. I first got an opportunity. They first asked me about doing a SparkShort about 2 years ago now, and I had to quickly come up with like what kind of story do I want to tell, and I kept coming up with coming out story. I would write some other weird story idea, and then I couple it with a theme and go that I want to do a coming out story. Everything was coming out stories. I don't know why. Some of it is because I didn't come out till late, So when I wanted to make this film, I just wanted to make something for my 7-year-old self to say, hey, you belong in the world, kind of thing. And I think I just want to make a film that I wanted to see when I was a kid, to let me know that was okay.
And Max, for you, I know you're, an ally to the community, and both of you have been with Pixar a long time. Yeah, allies are important. We need that.
Yes.
For you,
Woo!
What is the response been like to see, so many people so excited about this?
It's been, I think the word that Steve and I have been using is overwhelming, but totally heartwarming. This film is centered around an LGBTQ character, but I think our intention from the beginning was also to try and make it as universally appealing as possible. And so, the responses we've been getting online and through the media from fans and audiences has been extremely positive, from both, members of the community, but also allies like myself. And I think some of the really heartfelt stuff is hearing about, parents reaching out to us and saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I screened this movie for my kid, and we watched it together, and it sparked this amazing conversation about what love is and what family is and what truth is. So It's been great.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of those, a lot of families like from everywhere that are just saying like we had great conversations with our kids about love. And then I've heard a lot of like older gay men just kind of saying like, man, I wish I had that story when I was a kid. So it's hitting all these notes that we were hoping it would, when we were making it.
How much, Stephen, for you, because I know you mentioned that you came out later, how much was it based on your own personal experiences or experiences maybe that your friends had? Because, it is, I think so many people can relate to, struggles when it comes to coming out and, family members accepting, I'm just curious about that.
Sure. A lot of it is, I have all my friends, we all talk about our coming out stories, and every single one of them is different. And there's a whole range of reactions that our families have, right? I've heard horror stories. I've heard super positive ones, and I'm lucky enough that I had a really positive one. The worst was when I came out to my family over the phone when I was 27 in a conference room at Pixar. And I was talking to my parents over the phone, and I realized at some point my dad's not there, and I was like, Mom, where'd Dad go? And she goes, oh, he went to get ice cream. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, but I love you no matter what. Just take care of yourself. And I was like, great. And we hung up. And then like an hour later, my dad called back, and he's like, sorry, I just had to go get some ice cream, go for a walk and get some ice cream. But you're my son. I love you no matter what. Be safe, kind of thing. And then it's been great ever since, But that half hour, I was just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like you just imagine the worst, right?
Everyone handles it differently. Ice cream, and there's food in this story too.
There's food. Oh yeah, for sure. Pizza casserole.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing.
Steve's mom has a pretty amazing quasi-secret recipe for pizza casserole that is quite amazing.
Pizza casserole. Sign me up.
Yes.
Matt, for you, you know, as a producer, what do you think it says that, you know, about the world, I guess, of animation, knowing that, you know, animation is still something that a lot of younger people and kids, you know, are going to see, that there are stories like this being made and produced and streamed, you know, about LGBTQ people, about, you know, different ethnicities, just, you know, more inclusive stories being told.
Yeah, I think animation is one of those amazing mediums that's so gettable by audiences from all over the world and from all walks of life. And it can really be, I think it's great to see that it is more and more becoming a medium that speaks to, you know, people from all different cross sections, right? And they can look up on the screen and see representation in themselves and point to a character or a moment, be like, oh my gosh, that speaks to me directly or indirectly, or I know somebody. So, you know, certainly with this film and all the films that, you know, Pixar strives to make are reflections of the world that we live in, right? And that's always the goal.
For both of you, you know, I don't want to, I hope most people have seen it, and if they haven't, they will see it after this interview. You know, there's a really fun part of it. You know, it's obviously a coming out story about, you know, two gay men that are in a relationship, but there's a really cute way, you know, in this fantasy world of the dog coming into it. So I would love to like kind of hear how, you know, what the, you know, why that was, because I think it's, you know, it's really cute and it's impactful and meaningful too.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is just, you know, I wanted to, as an animator, I really enjoy animating weird and wacky fun things, and the idea of animating a guy in a dog's body and a dog in a guy's body, there's just some physical humor there to really have fun with. But then thematically too, like the idea of this guy who's completely closeted, who's like fighting so hard to contain who he is, you know, to be shoved into a dog's body and then to have to do everything he can to try to hide from his mother, you know, it just seemed like a right metaphor for how what we feel like in that build up to finally saying it or finally acknowledging it, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just funny, like and then I remember one day we just sat in a room and we went, okay, what are all the things a dog would do? And we had like biting, peeing, barfing, you know, all these things, and, you know, and you pull from what you want, and then we had to, you know, them pee on the floor.
I mean, Steve, it was so cool. The other day we were talking a little bit about it, and you were explaining like you said, everybody's story is different, right? And this is just one of them. Mm-hmm. But it's like the lengths that you will, the extreme lengths that you will go to kind of protect and hide something, whether, and in this, you know, in this case, Jim, embodied by Greg, was willing to bite his mom, right? You're willing to do whatever it takes to kind of hide that secret. Yeah. So it was a really nice.
You lash out.
You
lash out. You'd rather lash out and hurt you know, than expose yourself, you know. And it's, I don't know, it just felt right to me.
It absolutely is. You know, so this is a 9-minute short, and you know, the short format is, you know, it's so beloved and it's, you know, so specific, and I think it's, you know, growing in popularity even. Do you have a sense that that this 9 minutes short could potentially, like, you know, pave way into, you know, maybe like longer length, feature length types, you know, of similar stories for the community?
Oh, I certainly hope so. You know, I think at one point Max and I had this idea of like, at the end of the film, the camera would pull up from the neighborhood and you'd see like this city out beyond, and then you just see little rainbows come out of the sky and landing in different spots, you know, like as if Megs and Gigi are off doing other things, you know. Yeah. We thought that'd be funny, but we didn't have a budget to do that kind of shot.
No, but that conversation, that idea was very much about like, there are so many stories out there to be told, right? In all different lengths and perspectives. But you know, this just like any other great film that comes from a true place is one based on personal truth, right? Personal experience. So, you know, as we look towards the future for films like this, you know, as long as it's based on that, like a true human experience, right? And it reflects the world we live in, there's no reason why, you know, there won't be a feature film, you know, and we hope that this opens the door for that.
Mm-hmm.
How about a sequel? I mean, or the next step, or the next chapter? Like, tell me. I know it's like, you know, you guys are. I feel bad for you guys. You get through one thing, and that's the first question. When's the next one?
Yeah.
You know?
When you do another one? The comments I love is like, I hope they make a sequel because I want to know what happens to Greg and Manuel after. And you're like, wow, I never thought of that. Like, that's fantastic. I love that people are like feel so involved in these guys' lives that they want more of them. You know, and it's something that, like you say, we just got through it. We're like, woo. See you later, guys. But I love the hunger for that. I love that we want more stories. We want to see ourselves in stories more. So my hope is that this story is over, but hopefully more stories could be told. You know, you could just imagine other people telling. Who knows where Max and Gigi go and what they get up to.
I think all of our minds are thinking about that. But I want to thank both of you, Stephen, Max. Thank you again for making this. We are so excited about it. And yeah, for anyone out there that hasn't seen it, please go stream it now. It's called Out. It's on Disney Plus. And, you know, we're in Pride Month, and it's literally the perfect thing for anyone. I mean, watch it after Pride, you know, just keep watching.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Thank you both so much. We'll talk very soon. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Bye. Happy Pride.